Thank you, Chairman. It's great to see you guys here. It's great to have you here, Todd, from Austin. We live near each other in Texas, and Brandon and I owe you a phone call. But hey, guys, we got limited time. Let me just kind of cut to the chase here. We've covered a lot of issues that are important. I'm going to ask you to respond to these quickly. Brandon, I'm going to start with you, kind of like we did in a hearing we had recently. Would you agree, true or false, that cartels have operational control of our border more than the United States government currently? Operational control. Is it true or false that the Secure Fence Act 2006 and other federal laws require us to have facilities, construction at the border, fencing, and barriers in order for the United States to maintain operational control of the border?
That's absolutely true, and President Biden is going contrary to the law.
And currently, is it true that there is fencing rusting in fields in Texas rather than being put up?
That's true.
Is it true that we are currently paying contractors not to build the fence that the federal law requires to be built and that Congress has appropriated for it to be built?
As far as I know, that is correct.
Is it true that at our border currently there has been gunfire from cartels or other elements directed at law enforcement personnel on the United States side of the border?
The cartels have been emboldened, and yes, they are opening fire on our agents.
Is it true that the current administration is refusing to enforce our laws with respect to, for example, how we handle credible fear with respect to asylum laws? In other words, they're allowing credible fear to be used as a gaping hole for people to come to the United States.
I would absolutely say that this administration is aiding and abetting in the smuggling of individuals, to include allowing them to make false asylum claims.
And it's purposeful.
It is.
True or false that we currently have migrant protection protocols that a federal judge has ordered, but yet the administration, as you testified to earlier to my friend from Texas, is refusing to actually follow that order, or to put it in a different way, they are only partially responding to that with essentially kind of a fake response while actively trying not to use migrant protection protocols?
They are not acting in good faith. They are not implementing it correctly.
Is it true that we have Title 42 procedures during a pandemic that can be used to stem the tide that the previous administration was using to use to stem the tide that was helping Border Patrol do its job, that today is being largely ignored, partially used, but largely ignored to carry out our duty to stop people at the border?
Under President Trump, 99% of those that crossed the border illegally were amenable to Title 42, and they were expelled. Under this administration, it's approximately 39% of those individuals are being expelled under Title 42.
It is also true that federal law requires us to make sure that unaccompanied alien children are protected. And would you agree that currently unaccompanied alien children are in greater danger under current policies and ignoring our current laws to protect them?
This administration has encouraged unaccompanied children to put themselves in the hands of dangerous criminals. They've encouraged vulnerable women to put themselves in the hands of dangerous criminal cartels.
Is it also true that we are releasing migrants and ignoring laws to not release migrants? For example, single adult males into the United States, as I think Mr. Edlow just testified. Is it not true that we're releasing people without any real regard to the law?
I'm surrounded by many attorneys, including yourself and Mr. Edlow, and yes, you are very well aware that we are not following the law. We are in violation of the law.
Mr. Edlow, could you quickly respond to that question?
Yeah, I would agree with that. We're not following the law. There's no authority for these releases.
So we're releasing people contrary to the law?
Contrary to the law.
Is it true or false that the President Biden, when he first came into office, halted deportation for 100 days, sending a clear signal to Americans and migrants that our borders would be open?
He did do that, yes.
Let me ask you this. Are Americans in danger as a result of the open borders, as a result of, for example, pandemic, COVID-19 exposure, Border Patrol agents being exposed, Americans being exposed, and the flow of people having COVID during a pandemic?
I believe so, but I'll obviously defer to Mr. Judge.
Brandon?
Yes, we've already lost more than 42 agents to COVID-19 that have been considered on-duty deaths.
True or false, we've encountered something like 14,000 pounds of fentanyl, recognizing that a sugar packet of fentanyl would kill everybody in this room in the last year, and that those drugs are now flowing into our country and our communities, and 100,000 Americans died of opioid poisonings last year.
I try to stay measured, but I'm extremely ticked off anytime I get this question. We have allowed the criminal cartels to create billions of dollars in revenue at the expense of U.S. citizens who are dying at a record rate in 2021.
American citizens are dead because of policies that are failing to stop the flow of fentanyl into the United States. True or false? Give me 30 seconds.
That is absolutely correct.
Is it also true that it's damaging United States economic health and harming and wasting hard-earned American taxpayer dollars and failing to secure the border?
I would say absolutely.
Cartels are empowered. Illegal aliens are destroying private property. We've heard of fences being destroyed, livestock getting out. Is that true or false? And then one last question.
Cartels control the border right now.
And we're placing American citizens at imminent risk of physical harm as a result of our failure at the border.
It's happening right now.
All right, I appreciate that, Mr. Chairman. I'm just trying to lay the predicate for the failures of this administration for our future action. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.